You've probably heard the phrase, try, try, try again. It sounds great, right? Motivational, encouraging. But it skips something important, because before we try again, we usually fail. And failure feels awful. Think about the last time you failed. Maybe you missed a game-winning shot, got a bad grade, messed up a project, said the wrong thing. What did you want to do next? Most of us want to hide, or quit, or pretend it didn't happen. But what if failure isn't the opposite of success? What if it's actually the blueprint for it? Here's the shift I want you to think about. Instead of try, try, try again, what if we live by this? Fail, fix, try again. Because every mistake carries information. It tells you something. When you fail a math problem, it shows you exactly where you got confused. When you lose a game, it shows you what you need to practice. When a project falls apart, it shows you what needs strengthening. That's not the end. That's the blueprint. Your brain is actually built for this. When you make a mistake, your brain lights up. It notices the error, adjusts it, and stores that lesson for next time. That's growth happening along the way. Mistakes aren't interruptions to learning. They are learning. Albert Einstein once said, "Failure is success in progress." That means when you fail, you're not behind, you're building. Think of mistakes like dominoes. One falls, then another, then another. But that momentum doesn't have to end in disaster. It can lead to understanding. Each mistake is a domino pushing you forward if you're willing to stop and fix what went wrong. Last year, I joined TED Ed Club, but I quit. I regretted that choice. So this year, I decided to try again, but it still wasn't easy. This winter, I started to feel overwhelmed and wanted to quit again. But this time, I didn't. I talked honestly with my teacher and got support from my family. I figured out what was wrong and worked to fix it. Each time I felt like quitting, it was like a domino pushing me forward. But instead of letting it knock everything down, I used it to help me move forward. And now, here I am. Thomas Edison once said, "I've not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Imagine him quitting at attempt 9,999. We might not have light bulbs. Breakthroughs don't come from getting it right the first time. They come from fixing what didn't work. That's the connection to our theme, blueprints and breakthroughs. A blueprint is a plan, but here's the secret. Blueprints change. Engineers improve them, builders adjust them, inventors rewrite them. Your failures are edits to your own blueprint. Every time something goes wrong, you get to redesign. Miss a shot, adjust your aim. Fail the test, change the study strategy. Messed up a project, strengthen the weak part. Fail, fix, try again. And if it doesn't work the second time, go through the process again. That's how breakthroughs happen. Not by avoiding mistakes, not by pretending they didn't happen, but by leaning in and learning from them. Here's the real takeaway. Failure is not a signal to quit. It's an invitation to grow. Progress isn't about getting it right the first time. It's about refusing to stop when you get it wrong. Author J.K. Rowling once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well have not lived at all." In other words, if you're never failing, you're probably not trying very hard. So the next time you mess up, and you will, because we all do, don't shut it down. Look at it, fix it, use it. Because your failures aren't blocking your breakthrough, they're building it.